what's up and welcome back to my channel. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse because I was screaming at the TV yesterday. I'll explain. So I'm here today to tell you what I thought of last night's vice presidential debate. And the verdict is Vice President Mike Pence killed it. He killed it, okay? In fact, I am going to go out on a limb and say that he did even better than President Trump did at his debate. Now, that's not to say that President Trump is still not the man in my book, okay? Because he's still the man. But, you know, I will admit any day when somebody can do better, and he could have done a little bit better at his debate. That being said, Mike Pence filled in all the gaps that Trump left. First of all, let's talk about the elephant or the fly in the room, so to speak, before we get started. There was a fly that flew into the shot, kind of like more than halfway through the debate, landed on Pence's head. I actually thought it was on my TV, so I was like getting up and like trying to like swat it away. And then I saw that it really was on his head, and it literally just stayed there forever. I thought it was hilarious. I mean, there was all sorts of jokes going around. The funniest one I saw was that it was the sign of a devil. Like, I guess in biblical terms, a fly is like a sign of evil and the sign of a devil. Well, if we're going to go with that explanation, then go to my Instagram and check my stories, because I have a picture of a fly on Obama, on Hillary as well. So if you guys still want to stick with that devil story, be my guest. However, I just thought it was funny, okay? So yeah, that's all it was. But you know, I will say this, you see a lot of people on the left who have nothing else to talk about, who know nothing about politics. That is literally the only thing they're going to post about all day, is that ding dang fly. So I thought that was kind of funny. Anyways, the debates were held at University of Utah. Sorry, I was looking at my notes. University of Utah. They were held last night. It was quite interesting, the setup. They sat 12 feet apart. So a little bit further in distance than at the presidential debate, although to me visually it looked a little closer. I don't know if it's because they were sitting or what. And then there was plexiglass on each side of them, kind of in between the two of the candidates. And then the moderator, what's her name? Susan Page, sorry. Susan Page was sitting in front of them, and she had no mask, no partition. So what the hell the partition was about, I have no freaking clue. But at this point, it's just comical. I mean, I hope Pence doesn't come down with COVID after this, because they're going to say that the fly gave it to him. I'm just calling it. Anyways, so about the moderator, I think the moderator did a decent job. I don't know if any of you guys actually saw her speak before the debate started, but she set the tone, which I thought was really good. She basically said, we are going to make sure that each candidate gets to speak for their 2 minutes uninterrupted. However, that wasn't necessarily managed very, very well. I mean, I think she did better than Chris Wallace did. You know, she didn't interject her own opinions into the debate, which I thought was great. But you know, she still kind of let it run amok a little tiny bit, but overall she did great. So I'm not going to complain about that. As far as the performance of the two candidates goes, I'm not going to get into each and every single thing that they talked about, because you guys can go back and watch that, and I want you to do that. I want you to be informed. I don't want you to watch this video and use it as your cheat sheet to know all the facts. But like I said earlier, Pence did an amazing job of really defending Trump, defending his policies, saying a lot of the things that I wish President Trump would have said at his debate, but nevertheless, it was said. We all knew what was true, whether he said it or not. And, you know, Pence has an amazing demeanor about him. He's so calm. He's so well put together. He wasn't overly dramatic. He didn't make a lot of facial expressions, okay? I think the only thing that he did that may have irked people is that he spoke past the time, you know, when the moderator was like, okay, your 2 minutes are up, he kept talking. Now, other people might say they were annoyed by the fact that when the moderator would ask a question, he would go back to the previous question if he didn't have enough time to answer that question. And I thought that was great, because you don't have to use the 2 minutes that you're being given to answer the question that you're being asked. If you want to use part of your time to answer a previous question, you can certainly do that. It is your time. You use it how you want. Okay. So I'm really glad that on some topics, he did go back and clarify, or just continue to add to what he was saying before he was cut off. So I thought that was really great. Overall, he spoke through facts, 100% facts, no emotion, no little jabs, just to be, I guess, pushing people's buttons. He spoke purely about factual things. He, really hit Kamala hard with a lot of, questions. Like, he wasn't telling her about packing the court. He was asking her. So when you ask somebody, please clarify yourself. Clarify what it is that you are intending to do, rather than saying, oh, I heard, or I read, or this is my understanding. He handled that really well by asking the question of her, what is your intention with the whole packing the court thing? Okay. So I thought that was really good. So, I mean, overall, he was just so distinguished. I love Pence. I think everybody kind of fell in love with him a little bit more during this debate. You really cannot not like the guy. He's just a really likable person. And he's so vice presidential, if that makes sense. He makes such a good pair with President Trump. Now, Kamala, on the other hand, I know that she is the VP pick for Joe Biden. However, we all know good and well Joe Biden is soon to expire or not be functional. And it is a very real possibility that if they were to win this presidency, that Kamala could very well be the president. So when I was watching this debate, I literally watched it as, could I see this woman as president? And the answer was immediately no. No, she is not presidential at all. Okay. It's not because she's black. It's not because she's a woman. It's not because she's mixed. It's not because she's Indian. She just doesn't have a vibe about her that says, I am a leader. I am a president. I am somebody who, people will follow and people will respect. She just doesn't have that about her. And I just imagined her speaking to like world leaders and men in Middle Eastern countries, where the respect for women is on a whole nother level. And I just can't even imagine her getting that type of respect from those types of people. Now, like Condoleezza Rice, okay, like when you would see her speak, because she spoke many, many languages. I mean, it was amazing seeing that woman negotiate. The daughter, President Trump's daughter, she is another example of just a very well-composed woman who is beautiful, professional, does it effortlessly. She's amazing. But, Kamala, whatever you want to call her, she just isn't it for me. She just isn't it. Number one, she lied the entire debate. Okay. Like, if you guys really know your facts, you will be able to agree with me on the fact that she literally lied on every question she was asked, okay? And if you don't believe me, go back and watch the debate. When she gets asked a question and she answers it, Google, okay? And I don't mean Google for an article. Google and for videos so that you can hear out of her own mouth how she has answered those questions in the past, okay? So she flat out lied. Now, to me, that's just an indication that they really continue to believe that the American people are stupid, that their voter base is stupid, and that they don't know what's really going on, so they can pass you whatever information they want to pass you, okay? I feel like she was super immature with her eye rolls and her laughing. Sometimes at very serious things, she would, while Pence was talking, she would kind of like do her little smirk and like laugh. Or when she was speaking and he had, interjected, whether it was right or wrong, I can't remember exactly what was said, but he interjected about something. And it was like a real gotcha moment for her and she just laughed it off and kind of said, I'm talking, excuse me, I'm speaking. You know, that little annoying, like, nails on a chalkboard laugh that she has. And I think probably it was a good thing for her that he did interrupt her, because she was heading down a very slippery slope of looking like a complete ass. So I'm going to try to find that. And if I find it, I'll put it in here so you guys can see it.
And I thought we saw enough of it in last week's debate, but I think this is supposed to be a debate based on fact and truth. And the truth and the fact is, Joe Biden has been very clear. He will not raise taxes on anybody who makes less than $400,000 a year.
He said he's going to repeal the Trump tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Well,
I'm speaking.
It'd be important if you said the truth. Joe Biden said twice in the debate last week that he's going to repeal the Trump tax cuts. That was tax cuts that gave the average working family $2,000 in a tax break every single year. Senator,
that is
that's the math.
absolutely not true. That
Is he only going to repeal part of the Trump tax cuts?
If you don't mind letting me finish, we can then have a conversation, okay?
Please.
Okay.
Look, the tax code that made him, put him in a position that he pays less tax than a school teacher makes, on the money a school teacher makes, is because of him he says he's smart because he can take advantage of the tax code. And he does take advantage of the tax code. That's why I'm going to eliminate the Trump tax cuts. And I'm going to eliminate those tax cuts.
But yeah, I mean, I think she did terrible. I think historically, vice presidential debates have never really determined the outcome of an election at all. But I think this one's different because it's a very possible, reality that if by some like terrible way they won the Democrats won the presidency, it's a possibility that Kamala could be president. So I think people were paying more attention to this because of that fact. But she was a novice. She was a novice to me. She was pretty consistent with how she always is. Just cannot answer anything truthfully, dances around each subject because she stands for nothing. She stands for nothing. She has no consistency. So when you're that type of person, it shows quickly, so yeah, that was pretty much it. That will be the only debate that those two have. There is another presidential debate scheduled pretty soon here. I can't remember the exact date. However, President Trump announced this morning that if they do intend on having the debates virtually, he will not be attending. I 1000% support him on that. I do not think we need to have a virtual presidential debate for multiple reasons, okay? Multiple reasons. But I don't think he should do it, and if he does do it, then I would say, hey, if we can have a virtual presidential debate, then we can have a virtual confirmation of the Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett, Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments box below. Did you watch the debate? Did you enjoy the debate? If not, tell me why. And did it change your opinion at all about who you would vote for? Historically, it hasn't changed people's opinions on who they're going to vote for. But I'm really curious to know that if you were a Kamala supporter before, are you still a supporter? Do you really honestly feel in your heart of hearts that she really did well at that debate? And if so, I want to know why. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and definitely don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you don't miss another video when I post it. I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.